The trouble began the day I received a letter from the Homeowners Association. It claimed that a strip of land running along the side of my property wasn't mine at all but was, in fact, common area belonging to the neighborhood. I had lived there for years, kept the land mowed, and even landscaped it. Now, the HOA wanted me to remove everything I'd done and relinquish it. At first, I thought it was a mistake. I pulled out my deed, my plat map, and every scrap of paperwork I had from when I bought the house. The boundary lines were clear. The strip of land was mine, no question about it. But the HOA didn't care. They sent another letter, this time with threats of fines if I didn't comply. That was the moment I realized this wasn't about rules or fairness. It was about power. I refused to back down. I hired a surveyor to confirm the property lines. His report matched my documents exactly. With that evidence in hand, I sent a certified letter to the HOA demanding they drop their claim. Instead, they doubled down. They said their interpretation of the map gave them control, and unless I wanted a legal battle, I should comply. I could have hired an attorney and gone to war in court, but I saw another option. If they wanted to play games, I would play smarter. I started attending HOA meetings, quietly at first, just observing how they operated. What I found was chaos, poor leadership, sloppy record-keeping, and board members more interested in gossip than actual governance. Neighbors were frustrated but too exhausted to fight. I realized there was an opportunity. When elections came around, I put my name on the ballot. I knocked on doors, spoke with residents, and explained how the HOA was wasting money and pushing unfair rules. People were ready for change, and I gave them a clear alternative. The vote came, and I won a seat on the board. That's when the real work began. Meeting after meeting, I studied the bylaws, exposed financial mismanagement, and called out the hypocrisy of the so-called leadership. My persistence paid off. One by one, board members quit or lost re-election. Before long, I was voted in as president. Sitting at the head of the HOA table, I made my first order of business crystal clear. The association had no claim to my land. The records were updated, the dispute erased, and the HOA was forced to admit they were wrong all along. But I didn't stop there. I restructured how the board worked, introduced transparency, and gave homeowners more say in decisions. The very people who once threatened me now relied on me to keep the community running smoothly. In the end, they tried to seize my property. Instead, I seized their board, and turned the HOA into something that actually worked for the people, not against them.